Chieftain.
Chieftain.
And every time it eats a chieftain, you ascend to a higher level.
Do not make me take more innocent lives, young chieftain.
I am Duratan, son of Garath, chieftain of the Frostwolf clan, and I am here.
Look at him, dressed like a savage chieftain.
You're the chieftain.
酋长
Chiffon.
Chiffon.
Mocha bars with an almond glaze and lemon chiffon cake.
Don't wear black, silk, chiffon, or spandex.
I hate to tell you, dear, but your skin makes the Rocky Mountains look like chiffon velvet.
I stand before you tonight in my red tar chiffon evening gown.
雪纺绸用薄绸制成的
Chilblain.
Chilblain.
And now, children, that you've had an example of how not to behave, you may resume your lesson on deportment, Mrs. Chilblain.
His brother, Clyde, is the one armed bartender Max Chilblain claims to have seen during the race.
冻疮
Child.
Child.
And once the child is born,
As I stand before you, I must tell you, I am with child.
Because Ross is the father of my child.
I don't know who the heck you think you are, but if you don't wiggle those childbearing hips out that door in 5 seconds, you're gonna find your nose sniffing my big Amish ass!
I'm not a child, Dave.
孩子
Childbearing.
Childbearing.
Childbearing hips, you know that?
I mean, a childbearing body like yours. Whoa.
Just because the king doesn't see that a man has any part to play in childbearing.
分娩
Childbirth.
Childbirth.
He died in childbirth.
Mother, Joanna, died from complications during childbirth.
She died in childbirth, Mrs. Bankside, so it's just me and my son now.
Some of the mothers and babies didn't even survive the childbirth.
Was it in childbirth?
分娩
Childcare.
Childcare.
Every walk of life's an industry, from childcare right on up.
From the moment Lucy was born, Sarah had refused to hire someone for childcare.
Oh, since when do qualifications have anything to do with childcare?
Paul, I've got the cake and childcare.
We haven't even been on a date, and now we're a couple juggling childcare.
儿童照管
Childhood.
Childhood.
Her life growing up in England, education, childhood photos.
It's like when you drive by your childhood home and you find another family living there.
Long lost childhood.
None of my childhood schoolwork or artwork or anything for that matter is here anymore, nor Barb's.
This childhood rape fantasy.
孩童时期
Childish.
Childish.
And I'm not a childish little shit with a history of psycho behavior and deep reservoirs of unfounded rage.
No, storming out in the middle of an argument, so childish.
Makes him believe in childish notions of love and devotion and commitment.
Can't get what you want, and that's childish, Taylor.
He's very childish.
天真的
Childlike.
Childlike.
Betrayals in war are childlike compared with our betrayals during peace.
Childlike reflexes.
It's your very childlike and vivid imagination.
this childlike stupidity is a raft for us in a sea of despair.
Your coordination will deteriorate, and even the most childlike exercises will seem impossible.
孩子式的
Chili.
Chili.
Anybody's a step up from chili.
Gino's Cheesesteak, Cincy, Skyline Chili, DC, Ben's Chili Bowl, San Jose, Original Joe's.
It's a chili and nogada. Okay, Little Miss Chili Pepper is a beauty contest for everyone in Albuquerque, but you have to be 6 or 7, and you have to be a girl.
You think Alice is a step up from chili?
干辣椒
Chill.
Chill.
If there was ever a time to chill out,
Just chill, okay?
Man, please, better than Chef Boyardee ain't chill out, bro.
Susan, chill out. You know, he needs to chill from hanging with his crew so hard and grow up.
寒冷寒冷的是寒心
Chili.
Chili.
A little chilly this morning.
Getting kind of chilly.
I'm feeling a little chilly.
It is chilly, isn't it?
What a lovely woman, so chilly.
寒冷的
Chime.
Chime.
But, Tom, I chime the hours.
Got my mom's kimono in my suitcase, Chinaman with umbrellas.
Just imitating the wind chime.
Mississippi wind chime.
Wind
detective.
To the trees, my heart wants to sigh like a chime that flies.
钟声鸣敲出和谐的声音
Chimney.
Chimney.
Anyway, I think I'd be a great class president, so who wants to eat chimichangas next year?
Have you ever been down a chimney?
May I point out that the chimney in the front room at Baker Street is still in need of a damn good sweeping up?
Santa took Daddy up the chimney.
Simply pull it out the chimney.
烟囱
Chimpanzee.
Chimpanzee.
I am, in fact, the bastard son of a chimpanzee and an orangutan.
More chimpanzee than child.
Now get this, you double-crossing chimpanzee.
A small chimpanzee with a bigger gizmo.
You're like a damn mosquito-leg chimpanzee. I mean...
黑猩猩
Chin.
Chin.
Chin up, Lucy.
I went to my mother and I said, "What's this hole in my chin?"
Yank those whiskers right out of your chin if you say that again, you little dumpling.
That left hook landed right on the chin.
This nose, this hair, this ridiculous chin.
下巴
China.
China.
And I would like to compliment you on your taste in China.
Hi, could you watch China for me?
How far do you say that China man could jump?
Oh my goodness, this ice cream here is so good, and everything in China is so much better than everything else.
One in China during the Boxer Rebellion, one in New York.
中国的
Chink.
Chink.
Billy Jack and Chink. We'll go hire that little chink just pranced out of here. See how far you get.
That money gets here, Billy Jack and Chink will be all for killing you and the lady.
It's a chink in your armor.
Lockwood's invited a chink.
裂口使叮当响堵裂缝
Chintz.
Chintz.
Don't be seduced by chintz.
I want chintz back again, too.
She just needs to know if you want the chintz or the chenille in the dining room.
The chintz draperies, the English bell pulls, even the ivory doorstops. This whole town's full of finks on the 30th floor writing pure chintz.
摩擦亚光印花棉布
Chip.
Chip.
Good idea, Chip.
Skip, Chip, Chet, skip, Chip.
Thank you so much, Chip.
This chip is scratched. Coming out.
Well, Chip and Dale.
蟹片削下蟹片
Chipmunk.
Chipmunk.
Because the chipmunk told you.
Yes.
Guaranteed by some Sierra Club asshole not to hurt a chipmunk if you step on it.
I was a junior chipmunk.
Makes noises like a chipmunk when she gets real excited.
Obviously not a normal chipmunk.
金花鼠
Chiropractor.
Chiropractor.
I have headaches too, but a chiropractor stopped them a week ago.
My chiropractor.
The chiropractor was the last link to his old life that I know.
Yeah, well, make sure this time, because I don't want to swim around after another chiropractor.
Your father's a chiropractor.
用手法治疗者
Chirp.
Chirp.
Chirp, chirp, chatter, chatter.
How does the chirp go?
If he heard within a block of the house a sound, a cricket should make a chirp.
Of an eaglet being born, waiting for the chirp, chirp, chirp.
You hear a door slam or a bird chirp or wind or whatever, I record those actual sounds and then I put them in a movie. And then you see the movie.
喳喳声自喳而鸣
Chisel.
Chisel.
And apart from that, Colonel, do you mean to tell me that if you wanted to commit suicide, you'd go to all the trouble of putting out to sea in a boat and then take a hammer and chisel and laboriously knock holes through the bottom of it?
Arzini's people chisel my territory, and we do nothing about it.
I'll get my chisel. Yeah.
Sharpened screwdriver, hammer, chisel.
Blows of his chisel, which hurt us so much.
凿字凿
Chivalry.
Chivalry.
Chivalry is not only dead, it's decomposed.
Master of the free companies, defender of his enormous manhood, a shining example of chivalry and champagne.
So, chivalry is alive and well and living in the fashion business.
Well, chivalry rears its ugly head.
Whatever happened to chivalry?
骑士精神
Chloride.
Chloride.
All right, now what we saw there. 2 potassium chloride.
Combined with the potassium chloride and the salt substitute.
Dynamite.
Dynamite?
Left a residue of ammonium oxalate potassium chloride.
Then I switched to potassium chloride with something a little more deliberate.
Use the spatula to load the platinum chloride.
氯化物
Chlorine.
Chlorine.
Can you die from chlorine poisoning?
I hope you don't have to put too much chlorine in.
I look like what would happen if you dropped a blender in a pool, you know, where I'm blending the water into a chlorine smoothie and...
What a big chlorine bottle you've got.
Yeah, and I'm fresh out of chlorine.
氯
Chloroform.
Chloroform.
Before you start sawing, you give me some of that chloroform stuff, huh?
Class, these are the cotton balls with the chloroform.
Each of these are filled with chloroform. It will take but a small bottle of chloroform to overcome the guards.
Those slight burns around her mouth and nose were caused by chloroform.
氯仿用氯仿麻醉
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll.
And poor chlorophyll is caught in the middle of this. Go on with the chlorophyll!
You open your books to page 47, talking about photosynthesis and the magic of chlorophyll.
Shaving cream with lanolin in it. Shaving cream with chlorophyll in it.
You got chlorophyll man up there talking about God knows what.
叶绿素
Chalk.
Chalk.
Chock full of vitamins.
I guess you'll be chock full of nuts in just a few minutes.
I know a place that is so chock full of food, we could get it all back in one night.
Great.
Spider found a lump of aggregate chock full of nuts.
This thing is chock full of genius ideas.
色块用蝎子电阻满满的
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Our chocolate high.
I decided to make you my special, irresistible, almost instant chocolate pudding.
I don't want an Easter bunny coming in and leaving me chocolate.
You'd rather a bunny? I'll have the clam chowder, the fried chicken with the baked potato with everything, and a chocolate chiffon pie.
And white chocolate cheesecake?
巧克力制的
Choice.
Choice.
And my first choice is the community health clinic I interviewed with yesterday.
He's an accomplished surgeon, Lennox Hill, first in his class at Johns Hopkins, had his choice of residencies at any hospital he chose.
I'm afraid I have no choice.
We've got no choice.
You don't have a choice anymore.
选择精选的
Choir.
Choir.
And I want the Stones to sing and Simon and Garfunkel and the Vienna Boys Choir.
Choir headpiece, staff of Ra, Abner Ravenwood, U.S.
He brought me back from choir practice on his friend's motorcycle. From a choir.
Will be made into a choir boy.
唱诗班合唱
Choke.
Choke.
Another choke.
At that moment, I wanted to choke the girl too.
Choke your chicken.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, if she didn't choke, everybody would be alive and well, singing Kumbaya and
You know, if Princess Leia could choke Jabba the Hutt and free herself while rocking a bikini,
窒息
Choker.
Choker.
Barbed wire-ish choker tattoo.
Black velvet with a little choker ribbon. Choker better pray.
I flip her over. She screams, "Give me a choker." I play the... I think you're a choker, kiddo.
噎住的人
Cholera.
Cholera.
Even the nationalists are afraid of cholera.
If the feds are thinking about a quarantine, then you might have a little bit more to worry about than cholera.
She's lost 3 children and a husband to the cholera.
You have seen cholera before. Yes, doctor.
you know the cholera?
霍乱
Cholesterol.
Cholesterol.
Any demons with high cholesterol?
Don't you worry about cholesterol, lung cancer, love handles?
I had a physical a few months ago, and my cholesterol is not great.
Well, the real demonstrated #1 killer in America is cholesterol.
Yeah, that's what I said about my last cholesterol test.
胆固醇
Choose.
Choose.
Before going into a war, you must choose carefully the field of battle.
No matter what dress you choose.
You can choose the most loyal friends, the dream job, the truest love.
You choose.
You have to choose your escorts for the midnight orgy.
选择，做出选择。
Choosy.
Choosy.
And he's choosy who I borrow money from.
I'm a little choosy with whom I spend my last hours of freedom.
Kind of late to be choosy about your friends, isn't it?
She says you're too picky and choosy.
See, I'm rather choosy too.
慎重选择的。
Chop.
Chop.
Come on now, left chop.
He didn't panic, didn't chop her up or burn her beyond recognition.
Pork chop. That's the fiction, so chop chop.
You chop her down like a tree, little by little.
肋条肉，剁碎，砍。
Chopper.
Chopper.
Kid who had illegally scaled the junkyard fence might hear the dread cry, "Chopper, sick balls."
Chopper of heads. Sever of melons. The kennel.
Now he said "sickum boy," but what I heard was, "Chopper, sick balls."
She jumped from her chopper before it crashed.
The roads are flooded. The trucks are stuck, and the chopper can't land on the roof.
切物之人，
Choppy.
Choppy.
A little choppy to start the evening.
Listen, if I don't get to my class, there's going to be a bunch of Vietnamese speaking in short, choppy sentences.
Sorry about the choppy ride.
The old Nile's a bit choppy tonight, Miss Ruth.
The water that day was so choppy, I've told you 100 times.
猛地一动一停的。
Chopstick.
Chopstick.
And the snapping of the hyoid bone and the chopstick through the eye.
Man who catch fly with chopstick accomplish anything.
And chopstick? The only laugh I got out of the whole night was when the screwball I was with tried to show off and darn near choked to death on a chopstick.
You put your hand inside a chopstick into mincemeat. They always defend themselves.
筷子，
Coral.
Choral.
A new form there, a slightly different form there of choral music with a slight difference.
Anyone involved in the choral speaking championships, please go and wait in Studio 1.
How do you feel about choral music?
It was like choral vocals over a driving backbeat.
So you only went to 1/7 of your choral society rehearsals?
合唱队的。
Chord.
Chord. First this note, then this chord, then you open your hand, you stretch down an octave.
Okay, so don't forget we changed the chord progression in the first verse from CCD to CDC.
So I just find songs that have the same chord progressions and create a track that blends them together.
The first chord, I think, is...
What was that first chord?
弦
Chore.
Chore.
And if the price of realizing that dream is the occasional distasteful chore, well...
I know, all those months doing a stunningly boring chore.
Is it such a chore? Well, look, George, if it's that much of a chore,
Not
just...
for me! Well, that wasn't such a chore now, was it?
零工
Choreograph.
Choreograph.
But for now, I can only choreograph for the student workshop.
He would choreograph it so that every move, there would be nothing spontaneous.
He's asked me to choreograph.
It's just a good day job while you figure out whether you want to choreograph or what.
There was this job about a year ago to choreograph this dance tour.
设计舞蹈动作。
Choreographer.
Choreographer.
Look, I'm just a choreographer.
My big dream is to become a choreographer.
Nick was a choreographer.
So this is one of the most influential of all choreographer dancers who's ever lived. And then, you know...
Wait, if you're on a real show, how come you don't have a choreographer?
舞蹈指导
Choreography.
Choreography.
Oh, hope you like the new choreography me and Jordan came up with.
Stacey, you are so behind on choreography, and Jessica and Ashley, it is like you haven't been here all year long.
Were you doing choreography?
Working on the snowflake choreography?
舞蹈艺术